My name is Moukli. I am a GP working at Prospect House Surgery in the village of Great Missenden. It is looking after approximately 3,600 patients. As a physician, as a GP, documentation is at the heart of my daily work. It can be quite overwhelming to go through all of this day in, day out for every single patient, everything I do. I looked for technological solutions to help me with that, and I came across Dragon. This has been the case since 2008, and I have been using it in various iterations until today. It does help in streamlining my workflow. It helps my quality of documentation being up to scratch because we are dealing with people's lives and people's health, so therefore accuracy and sometimes verbosity is quite required. The impact of Dragon Medical One has been quite tangible. I used to use Dragon Medical Practice prior to that, and that particular software depended on the local capacity or capability of my computer. However, since the move to Dragon Medical One, which is completely cloud-based software, it made sense that my computer itself didn't matter anymore. It became just a connection tool to the cloud. With that in mind, I didn't have to worry about the software being up to date because it is always up to date. I didn't have to worry about having my computer to hand all the time because I could use any client, whether it's my phone or my desktop or my laptop. I don't think I can do without Dragon Medical One. Of the many stories that I can recall, a 27, 26-year-old gentleman came in to see me not long ago with seemingly innocent chest discomfort that he's been experiencing for a couple of months, and I didn't think much of it until he decided to come and have a word with me. To cut the long story short, I realized this may not be as it seems on the face of it, and I needed to act fast to get this young gentleman to receive further care from our colleagues in secondary care. It meant to me that I could either quickly jot a couple of words in the notes and give him a printed out copy and off he goes, which probably would have meant that colleagues in secondary care wouldn't have the full story, as opposed to me being able to use Dragon Medical One and dictate a much fuller set of notes and provide him with that there and then, which is what I did. It took me about 30, 45 seconds or so to dictate the notes, and I printed them out, gave it to him, and he left with his notes to see the colleagues in secondary care. Sadly, it's one of those things I regret to say I was right. It turned out to be not a good outcome. But I felt at that point that me reflecting the story to our colleagues in secondary care meant that he did not have to repeat himself, meant they did not have to call me and ask more details. It was all there. And I sincerely wish him all the best at this point. Dragon Medical One allows me to spend more time dealing with the patient themselves and with their complaint, allows me more time to examine them, and affords me at the end to spend minimal amount of time on documenting the notes. This also helps me reflect back on my encounter with the same patient should I need to continue care. Dragon Medical One allows me to write fuller set of notes that would allow my colleagues who are probably going to see the same patient later on for the same complaint. And at the same time, it does help our colleagues in secondary care, sharing the notes with them to see what has been happening to this patient in primary care so they can continue their care in secondary. My experience with Crescendo has been and continues to be a very positive one from the minute I approached the company to purchase the software until it was installed and implemented. I was up and running in no time. My most recent experience with Crescendo was a request for a password, and within a few minutes it was up and running, and I'm very pleased with that.